good. So
all right, ladies. Thank you all so much. I'm setting a timer for myself for when I present because I don't want to run too long. I want to piggyback off of something that came up during Lisa's presentation too. I know someone said, what about if I don't have time? We can offer quickie parties. So if you know that your demo is like an hour and a half, hour 15, be like, girl, let's do a quickie. Wanna have a quickie with me, right? And then just go in and do your top 10 bestsellers, right? Like top 5 body and beauty and top 5 toys or whatever have you, and make it really quick. And you can point out to them that they don't have to do a nighttime party if that doesn't work for them. Be like, how do your afternoons look? You want to do a muffins and mimosas? I can come at 11, 12, you can do it 2 o'clock. So that's something that you can squeeze in a quickie if they don't have time, or if they have a significant other that doesn't want to leave the house, to make sure that your demo is fast so he can come home in that hour. So that's something I wanted to add on to that. So, all right, my timer is set. I am doing, this month, I'm doing recruiting. I will use the mic, unless is it annoying? Should I just do a regular?
Yeah.
Do the mic? Okay. So I'm gonna do the mic, and I'm gonna walk around, and I don't do any fancy PowerPoint or any of that stuff. So you just got me talking at you, take your notes, and you guys can always message me after if you have questions that come up. I actually like to use the word sponsoring versus recruiting. I don't know why to me recruiting seems harsh, like you're recruiting, like you're like sharking after them. I just like the word sponsor. I feel like it sounds more supportive. And I also like to use the word starter package versus kit. I feel like little children buy a kit to build an airplane, right? Like a model plane or a model car. We do a lot more than that. We get starter packages or business packages. This doesn't want me to walk around. So I like sponsoring, and I like to use the word starter package. So some benefits of why, yeah, that's awful.
why is it stupid?
It's because of the magnet.
The magnet?
The magnet, yeah.
Oh, screw that.
Okay, let's get
Better?
magnetic boobs.
Toss that to Lisa.
Yeah.
Please hold. Better?
No.
Oh. Jill's our techie person. She'll fix it. Better?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys can still hear me. There's no squeaky. Yay! Okay, so why? Why do we want to recruit? As I check to make sure my dress isn't flinging up. Some of the benefits for recruiting. You obviously get a higher commission. Right now we know it's the me plus 3. You have 3 ladies on your first line. You bump to senior consultant, and that's a 50% commission. Come January, it's 4 is more. So 4 ladies on your first line, your senior consultant. So higher commission. You're making more money. That's where the real money is in that corporate money. Because then you also get that paycheck on the 10th of every month. You get your override bonus. Who got their override bonus yesterday? Right? Direct deposited or a check right to you. So you have a higher commission on your products. You are also making money off of your team's sales. No, what's nice is that that money comes from corporate. Right? So Stacy doesn't call me like, Kayla, I need you to give me 5% of your sales from last month. Right? Corporate figures that out and does it for us. You're not skimming off of your team. It's not like when you're a waitress and you have to tip out your busboy. It doesn't work that way whatsoever. Then once you get to the senior consultant level or above, as the Red Hot team, we do exclusive leader meetings. We meet twice a month in addition to these meetings, casual at someone's house in sweatpants drinking wine. So it's very casual, twice a month. Senior consultant and above, we do a leader meeting. It's a meeting of the minds where we get together and talk about leadership stuff. And honestly, ladies, you're helping other women, right? How many of you would say that this business has legitimately changed your life? Okay. How would you feel if the person who sponsored you, who you signed under, never offered you this opportunity?
Terrible.
Right? We have an amazing opportunity. You don't want to be selfish with it. We've all heard since we were kids, sharing is caring, right? And it really is true in this business, right? You never know who's struggling to make ends meet, who just wants to be debt-free, who wants to take their kids on a vacation, who wants a, credit card-free Christmas, wants to pay for it all in cash. So everyone has goals. And you want to help others get where they want to go, because inadvertently, your goals will come true as well, right? The more I help my team, the more they produce, the better I do as well overall. So it's a really big team thing. Like we always say, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. So there's a lot of support, and you want to detach from the outcome and trust the process. That is something I heard at a corporate event, and I love that quote. So detach from the outcome and focus on the process and just trust it and enjoy it. Because I know that it can be really, really scary, right? We build it up to be like this big thing in our head, and then once you start doing it the first couple times, you're like, that wasn't so bad, right? So we help you. Like we said, when you ladies are just wanting information, we have a table. When you are brand new, we have a table. We have these meetings every month. Our leader meetings, our Facebook groups, our YouTube channel. Corporate has resources. You're not in this alone, right? You never have to be afraid to ask for help. I would also suggest start early, right? You don't want to wait. Who wishes that they built their team earlier? Right? Because again, that's where the money is and that's where these connections are, right? All these new friends that we all have in this room is because we reached out to one another and was like, hey, would you want to do this with me? So start early, and honestly, super cheesy, confidence. Confidence is huge when you're at your parties, when you're selling, when you're building your team, when you're booking. Huge, right? You need to believe in yourself, believe in this company, and if you can sell a bottle of coochie, excuse me, you can sell the business, right? Because with coochie, what do? You name the benefits. And you're like, oh, your skin is going to be so soft, it's rash-free, it smells so good, right? You just name the benefits of the coochie. Well, same thing with the business. You're like, it's fun, it's flexible, you're going to make a few $100s per party, you get free stuff. Same idea, right? If you can sell a bottle of coochie, you can sell this business. Make sense? You always want to stay consistent, implement the things that you learn. I'm going to go through a whole list of things. Don't stand in your own way. Stop making the excuses. Stop being scared. Implement some of the things that we teach you and do it little by little. Stay focused, and the fortune is in the follow-up. So we'll be talking about that as well. And last thing for my opening is that we are all born with the same skills. Right? Like, we didn't wake up one day and be like, I'm going to be the best dildo lady in Buffalo, and I'm going to be so good at recruiting because I know I'm naturally great at marketing. No. How many of us actually went to school for business or sales? Not the majority, right? What?
Are you embarrassed?
10 people maybe, right? So that is not the majority. So we are all born with the same skills. Some people are going to take advantage of the resources and implement them. They're going to be students, they're going to learn, they're going to implement. Other people are going to sit around waiting for stuff to happen to them. We're the Red Hot team. We don't wait for things to happen, we make them happen, right? You're not going to sit there waiting for someone else to do it for you. So I have a whole list of active recruiting. So this is your list of active recruiting, things that you are actually actively doing to go out there, promote yourself, offer the opportunity for sponsoring, okay? First off, ask every hostess when she books her party if she's interested in doing this. Right when she books her party, you saw Lisa brought it up in the ordering room. She brings up booking and recruiting to every person. If they're strong on both, she'll go for both. If they're strong on one more than the other, she focuses on that, right? Well, as soon as they book that party and they get that hostess packet in their hand, start that conversation. Would you be interested in doing what I do? Because you can take over your launch party, right? You can take over the party that I'm going to do for you and have that be your launch party. My famous little thing, and I said this to Victoria when she was my hostess and then she joined the team, I said, why should I make money off your friends when you can?
Oh, snap.
That's good. Yeah.
Well, yeah, when you have a $1,000 party, you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Right? I'm sitting there and I did the math because you can give corporate averages until you're blue in the face, but I wanted her to see physically at her home and clearance with her friends on that day how much money she would have made, tangible, right? Not just like the average consultant, like according to corporate. No, me right now, sit next to me. We sat on her bed, we calculated it on the phone, and she was like, oh, like, my broke-ass friends, they bought that much and you made that much. That is insane, right? So I said, instead of booking another party in 3 or 4 months, because you book hostess to hostess, but instead of doing another one, you saw how much I made, I'm hiring and the starter packages are on sale. Would you like to take over that party, have it be your launch party? Because why should I make money off your friends when you can? It's your turf, it's your people, right? Our hostesses can honestly make the best consultants. They like the product, they have friends and family that are interested, and they're already kind of used to how the party plan works. If you're booking 6 to 8 weeks ahead anyway, we can get our girls trained in 2 to 3 weeks, right? So she can take over that party, have that be her launch. And how many of you guys were hostesses before you joined the team? A lot of people, right? Perfect. So that can be something you can bring up. When you're booking parties, offer the opportunity, and then you know if you are going to be treating her like a potential or if you're going to keep treating her like a hostess because you're the one doing the party. Number 2, you want to walk into the party super excited, right? You guys saw how both times with Caitlin, Lisa was like, hey, Caitlin! And she literally does that with every single person who walks in the ordering room, right? Stacy, when she walks in that door, she is bouncing off the walls. It doesn't matter if you have a bad day, a headache, period cramps, you're fighting with your boyfriend, you know, there's traffic on the 90. You walk into that door, and that stuff does not matter, right? I am pure romance by Kayla. I am not, if I was grumpy Kayla at home, right? I got my basic instinct on, my obsessed lip gloss on, and now I'm pure romance by Kayla, right? You are a business. This is your business card, right? Like, this is your logo. You are a walking, talking business. They need to love you. So you walk into that party, and you're excited, and you're energetic. But you're also polite and professional, right? You're dressed well, you're on time, you're not cursing, you're shaking hands, all that good stuff. You can, you know, hug your hostess, greet the girls that you recognize that you've met at other parties. Using people's first names in this business is huge, right? They feel valued because you remembered them and you use them by their first name. So being fun, but also being polite and professional. Be really bubbly, be relatable, and be memorable. Jen Kelly talked about this when she came to do our Buffalo Summit last year, and that whole video, her whole recruiting video is on our YouTube channel. She purposely kicks her shoes off and she wears mismatched socks. Just the goofiest random little thing where she's memorable and she's relatable. So anything you can do to make sure that your girls are loving you. Number 3, you want to talk about how awesome this opportunity is at every party. You want to mention it in your I story, right? So I started because of this, I've been able to achieve this. You want to mention that you're hiring and that the packages are on sale. I don't care what the month special is. I'm like, the starter packages are on sale. Yep, I'm hiring. Right? So you bring that up at every party. How much you love it, what you've been able to achieve, that they're on sale and that you're hiring. You also can sprinkle things during your demo. I love the sprinkle analogy because you can just mention little things. So when I demo Body Boost, I'm like, oh, thank God I get this for free from the company. Right? Just like little sprinkles, little benefits that you can bring up here and there to remind them how awesome it is. Excuse me, sorry guys. Okay, number 4, you want to play a sponsoring game at every party. Play a sponsoring game at every single party, and I mean it. Not like, oh, they don't seem interested, I'm gonna skip it, or oh, it's running long, I'm gonna skip it. Skip the product that they're not gonna be interested in. If they are super rowdy, it means that they want the toys. Cut your Bath & Body a little short. Don't cut your sponsoring game or your booking game. Play a sponsoring game at every party. Now write these couple ideas down. If you go on the COO, top right corner is the search bar. You can search Rosy Romance. You can search what's in your purse. Or the romance game.
And I also just posted a question video on both groups.
Stacy posted a video too on both the Red Hot group and her team group. So you can check out the video on the Red Hot group that she just posted the other day. Sponsoring games on the COO would be Rosy Romance, the romance game, or what's in your purse. I would not suggest Ask Me Anything for someone who's brand spanking new. I would suggest something a little more structured. And you don't want to pick and choose. You want to do it at every party no matter what. If it doesn't work well, try something new. Right? You have to be confident with it, believe in it, and it will go well.
If you're going to do what's in your purse, have a backup for girls that don't have purses.
Oh, good call. Thank you, Ava. If you're going to do what's in your purse, have a backup for girls that don't have purses. Have yours out. That way they can use that one. Perfect. Number 5. Thank everybody. Yeah.
Which sponsoring game do you do at your purse?
I do Ask Me Anything, but I would not recommend that for everybody. It could leave a lot of open-ended questions. If you're brand new, you might not know how to field them. So when you're brand new, I would do something like the Rosy Romance. It's just nice and structured, and then you can make it your own, buy the fake money to go with it. All the directions are on the COO. Number 5, thank everybody. In the beginning, thank you all so much for coming, and thank your hostess. At the end, thank you all so much for being here. You guys were great. You guys were cracking me up. And again, thank your hostess. Just be really appreciative. Be sincere. Right? Robin at her parties, she lets them know what her party money that week is paying for. She's like, because of you guys, I am able to buy my family and I a new vacuum. Because ours just took a poop and it is crap and it's not working. So I'm able to buy. So thank you so much for that. Because of you ladies, I am able to have a successful small business. So thank you. And I'll look right at my hostess. I'll be like, Kirsten, without you, I would not have a successful business. So again, thank you so much for having me in your home. Right? It's the truth. I wouldn't have a business without them, and you can kind of gush over them. Be really appreciative, very, very sincere. I truly appreciate you. Use eye contact, give compliments, all that good stuff. Alrighty. 6. In the ordering room, ask every single person, did you have fun? What questions can I answer for you? Build that trust. Start filling out that order form. Start answering those product questions, right? Refer to her wish list. Oh girl, I could tell you really, really liked that. What scent did you like better? Right, that kind of thing. Build that trust, build that relationship, and have those connections. And then of course, just like you saw Lisa do, you know, what's holding you back from doing a party from me? We can get the rest of that wish list for free, or better yet, would you like some business information? I have to ask. I say this to everyone, like I'm like, I have to ask.
I like that.
Right? Like everyone, like, girl, it's on the DL, right? I'm like looking around, I'm like, I have to ask. I'm hiring and the starter packages are on sale. Would you like some more information on doing what I do to make some extra money?
Could I just interject? I will have repeat hostesses. Like I have some customers that have been to my parties like 6 times and I still ask them every single time. you've been to my party so many times. Are you interested? Are you ready to do the business yet? Like every single time.
Absolutely. And again, if they're not getting everything on their wish list, it can go either way. If there's a couple items left, you're like, let's do that party. What is holding you back? You can get that for free. Or if she really was on a tight budget and she filled out a bunch of things, the whole wish list was full and she only ordered 2 things, you're like, girl, I have a way that you can get $300 in free product. Would you like to learn more? It's the standard kit, right? Because it's valued at over $450 and it's always on sale for $1 something. $150, $170, whatever, right? So would you like to do a party and get the rest of your wish list for free? Or would you like to chat and see how you can get $300 in free product? Right? I have to ask because I'm hiring and the packages are on sale. Would you like to chat sometime this week about the business? Okay? I would love to help you make some extra money and get some free product. Would you like some more information on doing what I do? There's a lot of different ways you can craft it. Practice it. You'll be more used to it, more comfortable when you can practice it. You never know who might want information and they're just too afraid to ask you. Very rarely do you actually get the girl that walks in that's like, I want to do this, right? She'll be kind of reserved, kind of shy, and as we start answering questions, she's like, actually, yeah, I think I do want to do that. So just like Lisa showed us with the shopping room stuff. Number 7, this is kind of the follow-up part. When they say that they're interested, you need a way to follow that up, right? You're like, oh my God, I have a girl that's really, really interested, now what? Right? You don't want that to fall off your radar. So when they are interested, you want to have a way to track it for yourself. And you might be a paper and pen girl, you might be a digital girl, and that is fine. But you want some way to track those people that are interested. So if they're kind of slightly interested, they're kind of like, oh, yeah, maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure. I hand them an opportunity brochure. You can order them on the COO, they're the ones that are white and gold striped. And I say, all right, girl, I would love for you to take this home, no obligation. Take a look at it, and I'll be in touch soon. And I leave it at that. Now the girl who's like, actually, yeah, I am very interested. I would love to chat about this. Awesome, let's get you on my books for an interview. And that's the part that Lisa was like, I'm not going to do all the hullabaloo right now. Is that what you said a second ago? Right? Rigmarole, right? Well, I just gave you another old lady. Word. So this is kind of that next part. So when Caitlin, when they were doing their role play, she was like, yeah, I would love to chat soon. She skipped over that in the interest of time to kind of show us the rest of her questions. But I would stop, I would put my stuff down. I would schedule her on my books for an interview, just like I would a party. Right? So I open up my calendar book and I ask her, when are you free in the next couple days? Now you want to do that in the next couple days while it's fresh in her mind and she's still excited. If that party was on a Friday, I want to talk to her by Monday or Tuesday. Right? If it was on a weeknight, I'll talk to her the next day if she's available. I'll say, you know what day works better, afternoon or evening, just like you would a party. And I write it in my calendar. I give her an opportunity brochure and I write the day and time on that as well and I hand it back to her. And I say, all right, girl, go ahead and grab your phone. And we both open up our phones. I have her save my name and number in her phone. And I open my phone and I set an alarm for that day. So again, this is my system, it works well, but you guys can practice, kind of feel it out and see what's gonna work for you. Different systems are gonna work well for different people. Just have some system, it doesn't have to be mine, but something of how you track them, right? So they're in my book for an interview and then the alarm is set in my phone. And then she has her opportunity brochure, the date and time is written on that, and then again, she saved my number in her phone. I've noticed that helps a lot with them actually picking up when I call because they know it's me. And I say that right to her. I'm like, all right, my dear, thank you so much. I'm excited to chat with you Wednesday at 7. You can take a look at this pamphlet, have all your questions ready. My website is on the back. You can check out my website and see all the starter packages and all the prices. And then your number, my number saved in your phone so you know it's me calling. So just a couple ways that you can do that. Thank her, remind her, and then there's 2 different ways. You can just give a pamphlet to the girls that are kind of like, eh, but the girls that are really into it, schedule that interview. Number 8, you want to follow up with all those people. So I have a potential group on Facebook. I highly, highly suggest making a potential group. Mine's called the Boss Babe Lounge. You can have yours be the money train, you know, the pink side, whatever you want it to be. Something cute. You could even title it, Who Wants to Make $1,000 a Month? Right? And then you're gonna add all these ladies. You're gonna have the ladies that were like kind of like maybe, you put a little star on their order form. And then you have the ladies that definitely scheduled an interview, right? And they were in your planner. You're gonna go home, you're gonna put all those people, the hostess, anybody you think would be good at this in that potential group. Now the potential group is where I post after I had a killer party and I'm like, I just made $800, right? And I have like spread about and I take a picture or a selfie on the way to a party, I love my job, or the recognition and prizes we get. You can post, make an event for the monthly meeting and invite them all here for the info night. You can post the kit sale specials, right? You can do all that in your potential group and it's reaching everybody that you added to it. So I highly suggest making a potential group and then when you go home you're adding all those ladies that you met at the party, the kind of interested ones and the very interested ones.
How many should you roughly have them to start? Like, wouldn't that be weird if there's only like 2 girls in it?
I don't think so. I think you just kind of add as you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Or add like 10 team members, and then once you start to build up the other people, delete the other ones. You could do that. Absolutely.
Don't add me.
Anyone who had an actual interview, I'm sitting down, I'm adding her to the Facebook group. I'm also going to message her. Right? I'm going to say, all right, girl, you know, Lisa, I can't wait to talk with you tomorrow at 7, whether it's Facebook or texting. It's just that one more little reminder that we have that interview coming up. But the girl that was like kind of interested but didn't actually schedule an interview, I'm going to message her too and say, I haven't forgotten about you from the other night. I know that you took that little bit of information. What questions came up? What questions can I answer for you? How can I help you? Right? So the girls who actually schedule an interview get added to the group and they get a message to remind them of their interview. The girls who didn't schedule an interview but were still kind of interested get added to the group, and then I still do a follow-up message. And these are all posted on the Facebook group, my wording and everything, and I will bump it up so you guys can see all that. You can just copy paste it. Super simple. Number 9, the art of interviewing. Honestly, the art of interviewing is being a good listener. Right? This isn't the time to talk about you. You did that on your iStory. Maybe you did some of that in the ordering room already. This is the time for her to talk about her. She can ask you all her questions and you can answer them to the best of your ability. And then you want to follow the form that we have in the group. We actually have a recruit interview form. Print a bunch of them, have them on your desk. So when you have that interview, they're right in front of you. Biggest thing I learned at the training was to ask the question, validate it, and then move on. Right, so if she says, I want to do this because I want to take my kids to Disney in March, I would be like, oh my god, I love Disney. My favorite princess is Ariel. Have you ever been there? You need to check this out. No. Right?
I like Belle.
You want to just validate and move on. It's not about you. You want to take the kids to Disney. Oh, that sounds so fantastic. I would love to help you with that. All right, my next question is, right, ask, validate, and move on. Like Lisa and Victoria brought up just a second ago, use feel, felt, found. Right? I understand how you feel. A lot of other consultants felt that way when they started. Right? What they found was this: feel, felt, found, to validate, relate, and then move on to the next question. Be sure to answer all her questions. You want to really, really paint the picture for her. That's why the interview form is really nice to have in front of you, those questions. It keeps you on track. It kind of keeps us from like gabbing on and on and on. And then it honestly helps paint the picture. Some of the questions on there are, how many days a week do you want to work? What days are you available? How much money do you want to make? What do you want to do with the money? What are some of your goals? Because then that's painting the picture. She's picturing this business in her head, in her life, right? With her finances and her schedule, that's all it's about. That whole time on the interview, you should be asking yourself, am I accurately painting the picture? Am I making this about her? And is she actually picturing this business in her life? You also want to explain the difference between all 3 packages. Obviously, the deluxe is the best value because you get that 45% commission with some stock. And after the interview, this is how they should all end. You ready? Oh my gosh, Kirsten, after chatting today, I would highly recommend you for a pure romance business. When would you like to get started? Right, so then she's gonna give you a date. Hopefully, oh, next Friday when I get paid. Perfect. I'm gonna write that on my calendar, set the alarm in my phone, whatever works for you, and then you can follow up with her on that Friday. Right, that following Friday. Hey Kirsten, just checking in. I know you're gonna grab your starter package today. Let me know if any questions come up when you're navigating the website. Right? If she doesn't purchase her kit and Saturday and Sunday roll around, I'm like, how you doing? Everything okay? I was waiting for your name. I was so excited to welcome you to the team. I didn't get the email that you came through. Were you able to get your kit okay? No, if she, at the end of the interview, you say, I highly recommend you. When would you like to get started? You're just kind of like, I don't know. And you're sitting there like, I just took half an hour out of my day to talk to you. What do you mean you don't know? Yes, you know. You're buying the deluxe kit and I'm getting promoted, right? In your head, you're like, ah! But again, it's not about, right? Like on the outside, I'm like, oh, okay. And on the inside, I'm like, right? You all know. You all know that feeling. You're like, you'd be so good at this, okay? So the people who give you a date, you write in your calendar, you follow up. Or you guys are nodding your heads. We all have that feeling. The people who are kind of hemming and hawing, they're kind of BSing you around. You're like, we just talked. I answered all your questions. You are literally going to be so good at this, right? I'm helping you take your kids to Disney. Why don't you want to give me a date when you're ready to sign? What's the problem? What you want to say is, please be honest. Are there more questions I haven't answered yet? Or did you decide this is not for you and you're too polite to tell me no? It's very direct, it's very to the point.
Say that one.
Absolutely. Please be honest with me.
Yeah.
Please be honest with me. Are there more questions I haven't answered? Or, do you have more questions I need to answer for you? Or did you decide it's not for you and you're too polite to tell me no? And the whole room got quiet, right? But it's very direct, it's very honest. So please be honest with me. Do you have more questions I need to answer? Or did you decide it's not for you and you're too polite to tell me no? Thank you. So it's just very direct. It's kind of a way of saying, am I keeping you in my binder to call you every month? Or is this a waste of our time? I don't want to nag you, I don't want to bother you, right? But I need to know kind of where you fit on my radar. So she might have more questions, or she might decide it's not for her and be honest, and then you can move on to the next person. Or she might have a couple hurdles. She might be like, I don't know what to do as far as the money. How do I finance my kit? We have a document in the Red Hot group. You can email her that, right? Or I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure about that. Here's our next meeting. Why don't you come and check it out? That way you don't just hear me blab on and on about this amazing business. Come and you'll see the room of $100 women, right? And then these stay in my binder. So after I do all the interviews, it's my 5-minute. After I do the interviews, I get hole punch and put in my binder. And then that's the binder I go through every month. And I make sure that my strongest people, they get a message when there's a kit sale. They are added to the next team meeting. So again, just that follow-up. So that was all number 9 was the interview. I would put number 10. If she has any questions or she was hemming and hawing, you could send her some documents. You can send her the Why Become a Pure Romance Consultant document, the Ways to Finance Her Kit, the kit comparison. You can send them any documents. They're all in the Red Hot group. And number 11 was the follow-up part. Message them when there's a kit sale, message or text, invite them to every meeting. I love Red Stamp is an app you can use to make a really cute little picture text to invite them to every meeting. And switch up your methods. 1 month call, 1 month text, 1 month Facebook. That way you're kind of switching up how you're contacting these people. I would also absolutely make sure you're, like I said, keeping in touch with your strongest leads, calling them physically on the phone once a quarter. Call them on the phone. Make those genuine connections. When you see it's someone's birthday on Facebook, wish them a happy birthday, right? Congratulate them for something big that happened in their life. Make those connections. We are different in this business because we actually make relationships with these women. Because of what we sell, it's so intimate, right? So you can't just look at everybody like a dollar sign. They are women with needs, and we need to meet those needs. And if they decide they don't want to be part of our team, that's okay. But still just making those connections, staying in touch with them. Honestly, I joined because Stacy cared about me. She was like, you'll be good at this. I know it will help you. You talked about those credit cards over and over for the past 6 months. I want to help you pay those off. She cared, and she was consistent, and she followed up. Not to the point of being annoying, but every 3-4 weeks, she was like, my team meeting is coming up. I'd love to invite you. Here's the current flyer of the packages that are on sale. And I sat around for 4 months before I joined.
And I known her since I was born, so it's not like I'm some freak.
Right, we knew each other since we were little, but she cared. She cared about me. She was consistent, and she was genuine, right? She stayed in touch with me. She scheduled a call between Robin and I before I was even on the team. So all that type of stuff, we had a 3-way. So all that type of stuff, right? When you have that girl that's really in it, but she just hasn't taken that final leap, email her the documents. Schedule a call between you and her and someone else, right? Post nice stuff on her wall. Make those connections, stay consistent, and follow up. And then 12, use your potential group. That's where you can be posting the team meetings and the kit sales as well. So your strongest leads, you're reaching out one at a time. Right, you're sending her a text, you're sending her a private Facebook message, but then all the other ones are still gonna see everything in your group. So I have over 100 women in my potential group. So I just posted the current kit sale flyer, and I posted about the meeting. All those over 100 women get to see all that. But I have about 6 right now that are really ready, and they're getting the private messages from me. They're getting kind of the more one-on-one time. You can post funny pictures, all that good stuff on your potential group. Number 13, and I'm almost done, you want to offer VIP clients for life. So that is something you can do in the ordering room. If they are about to order a ton of stuff, you're like, you are spending $150 and you're gonna get $150. I can actually offer you something where you can spend right around that, but get $450. Right, you can offer VIP clients for life. They can get $450 worth of stuff for whatever that cost of the standard kit is, right? So the $170 or whatever have you. Right, that's where it comes in. Earlier during your presentation, you said, let me know if you want to learn how to get that $300 in free product. Right, it's getting back to that. You can use the Target analogy. If you saw a commercial for Target right now, and they're like, come in right now, today only, $450 worth of stuff for $170, would you do it? Yeah. And then if they sweeten the deal, and they were like, and then forever, you always get 40% off, would you do it? right? So that's at the standard is going to give them that with a 40% commission. You want to have the PRCEF form. PRCEF, consultant enrollment form. PRCEF form. She can fill out that paper one, and then you can mail it or fax it to corporate the next day. I would say sign for quantity, train for quality. I'll sign everybody. That homeless lady down the street wants to give it a go? Sure, go ahead. Right? Sign anyone, because you never know who's going to end up sinking, who's going to end up swimming. That's fine. That is up to them. Right? That's totally okay, but we're here to help mold them if they want to do well. So sign for quantity, sign anyone and everyone who's interested, but then train for quality. You're going to know who to make those connections with. You're going to know who's worth your time to invest to be doing those phone calls. 14, have your goals visible. So you're sitting here, your wheels are spinning, we're teaching you all this stuff. Have your goals visible. Write down, make a poster board, make a picture of what level you want to be by the end of the year. And what level do you want to be this time next year. And put that on your wall. That will help you stay motivated. Don't be afraid to ask for help. We have our YouTube channel, we have the COO, and if you guys haven't checked out the Destination Success Facebook group, go on there. They are posting flyers and documents and videos. Destination Success. Look it up on Facebook. It's a group. You can join and then we'll approve to have you in there. And last but not least, number 15, don't limit yourself to just parties. Make goodie bags for everywhere you go. So when you run into friends and family and your girlfriend or your cousin is complaining about having to pay for her wedding or pay off this or student loans, or you run into someone, you know, who's working at the mall at holiday time and they're just like looking miserable. I was that girl working Victoria's Secret part-time on Black Friday, right, for like $7 an hour. Like, why was I there overnight folding underwear? I don't know. I would have done this sooner, right? But anyone you meet, that sales associate, friends, family, anybody, you can have that goodie bag on you. And in your goodie bag, you can have the Why Pure Romance. You can, you know, print it smaller so it can fit in a little thing or fold it up. An opportunity brochure that you order from corporate. Your business card. You could spray your business card with perfume because pheromones make everyone happy. Or you can put, you know, a sample in there or candy in there. And then you just have a bunch of goodie bags in your purse. So everywhere you go, you have these little opportunity packets. And you're passing it on to people that you think would be good at the business. But you also want to collect their information. You're going to jot down her name and number, or go ahead and have her add you on Facebook as well, so you can follow up with her later. So this is one of my tips on recruiting. I know that it's a lot at once. Don't be afraid to ask me questions. And ladies, when you're at these meetings and you're getting all this info, think of it as a buffet, right? If you walked up to a buffet and you ate everything that they offered, you'd have a stomach ache, right? Like you would feel like crap. Same with this. If you're going to go home and try and implement every single thing at once, you're going to get overwhelmed and give up. So when you go home and you have your notes, go through and just highlight like 3 or 4 things that you want to focus on in the next week, in the next 2 weeks. Implement this little by little. Before you know it, it'll become habit. Ava knows because she's my office assistant. We sit in the office and we both know what has to be done. Bloop, 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 add to Facebook, bloop, 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 copy, paste. She gets that message, bloop, 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 add that red stamp, send that event invite. You get a system down and it'll work. So do what works for you, stay organized, stay consistent. The fortune is in the follow-up, and don't be afraid to ask me if you guys have questions.